It's a blessing and will come on one of the top prospects in 2021, the first member of now the top 10 recruiting class in UConn, Rahsool Diggins. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Well, this has been a kind of a wild COVID year for everyone, but you've been the head of this forming this class in UConn. They're going back to the Big East. You guys are putting together a top 10 recruiting class. You're the first guy to do it. Take us through how it feels to be committed and what led to this decision.
It feels great to be committed. I can be called a UConn guard, which is a great thing to be called. I feel like it was a great fit. Not too close to home and not too far from home. Great coaching staff and great players around me.
Well, there's a big thing, as I mentioned. You guys are going back to the Big East, Power Five school once again. You want to go back out there and reclaim dominance. How much of a factor did that have in your decision?
Huge effect. I always wanted to play in the Big East. I like I think it's the Final Four of the championship at Madison Square Garden. I always wanted to play there.
Now, for you, when you look at that move, if they weren't in the Big East, would that have possibly affected it where you might not have looked at going there?
Uh, Probably, yeah. I think they was in the AAC or like Temple. I'd rather be in the Big East, definitely.
You didn't really come down to necessarily a top group. You came out with Nova. We knew they were in the mix. DePaul was in the mix. St. Joseph, UNC, KU. Who were the schools that you really were considering up until the end?
Um, it was St. Joe's, UNC, and UConn.
Now, the big one a lot of people were wondering was Villanova. They would have been the hometown kind of place for you. Why were they not in the mix for you?
I just didn't think it was a good fit for me. Even though they win, it's close to home, produce pros, win a lot. I didn't think it fit my style of play like UConn did.
Let's break down your game. You're a player that averaged a little bit around 5 assists last year, but you're one of the best facilitators, personally, I think, in the country. You ever get to the rim, you scored a high clip as well. What do you bring to college, and especially what do you bring to UConn?
Uh, I bring like a leadership role. Freshman year, getting guys involved, also scoring as well. I'll be more of a lead guard than a point guard.
UConn's not short of great all-time point guards either. Shabazz Napier is one of the most recent ones. Chris Smith, a legendary one. Kemba Walker's a big-time guy. AJ Price. List goes on of point guards that made it to the NBA. How do people fill those guys' shoes?
Um, is high expectations, but I'm ready for it. I think I could fill those shoes a little bit, if not more.
Now, you go through this long recruiting process and it came to a close where you're the first commit. I mentioned that's kind of a big thing. A lot of guys are a little bit hesitant to go and be the first commit just because you don't know what else will come with you. Why did you feel confident that that was the right time and that you want to be the first guy?
Uh, I just felt it was the right choice. I think I made a decision about 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it was just I'd rather take the opportunity before somebody else takes it.
Now, a lot of people in the commitment videos, they go on for a couple of minutes discussing, talking during it, or they put a big long post out there. Your thing, you wanted to commit by just saying bleed blue. You had about a minute clip video. Why is that the route you took?
I'm not much of a talker. I didn't want to be on the commitment tape talking about. Everybody around me know I'm thankful for them. I didn't think I had to say it in the video, so I just wanted to show like old clips, what got me here, where I started at, and then commit it.
I mentioned earlier, you didn't drop all the big lists. You didn't go from like 12 to 10 or to 8, 7, like a lot of people do these days. You just came out and commit. Why is that also the route you took?
Actually, I was supposed to drop a list,
Mm-hmm.
but my list was of 7, but it wasn't like I cut any schools basically. And then it was going down to 4, then it was going down to 3, and it was overwhelming. I just chose a school. I just chose the best school for me. I just chose my favorite.
It was more you had one within your internal circle and yourself, but not really one that went public?
Yeah.
For sure. Now, you trust Coach Dan Hurley, and he's an incredible coach. How excited were you coached by him?
Uh, Very excited. He's very intense, very crazy, but he always wants the best in his players. No matter what, he holds you accountable. When you're doing good, when you're doing wrong. He brings great energy.
We know college basketball is ran off the guard position, specifically point guard, which is what you'll be. How critical will it be for you and Coach Hurley to have that tight bond and trust each other throughout the next 4 years?
It'll be very critical because I think us both will be the ones being blamed if we lose and getting the credit if we win. Since I'm the point guard and he's the coach, so I think that's very important.
By the time you get out there as a freshman in about now 8-9 months, what does he want from you? What does he expect from Rahsool Diggins in his freshman campaign?
Hopefully to produce from the start. Come in, work hard, go 110% every day, and be a leader.
Is his plan for you to be the day one starter, or does he want you to kind of work into that role?
I don't want to say anything is promised, but hopefully a day one starter.
No doubt. Now, as I mentioned, you were the first guy, but you're no longer the only guy. You guys have a top 10 class. Jordan Hawkins joined you. Samson Johnson joined you to form what is now the number 8 class in 2021. How excited do you play with those two other guys?
Good. Both two great players, come from two great programs in DeMatha and St. Patrick. Samson is actually better than I thought. I played with him 2 times this year, I believe, or once at the Slam 16. Great hands, very active. He don't say too much, but he can play. And Jordan, I played against him last year, can make a lot of shots, shoot at a high clip, and very athletic.
Did you have any impact? Were you talking to these guys prior to their commitments, or did you start building the bond after they commit?
After I committed, I actually texted both of them and told them to commit. And then next thing you know, I think Jordan committed at least a week or 2 after me, and then came Samson.
So you three are locked in. Are there any other big targets you guys have right now?
No, 2021 we done with, I think, of right now. I think we got our 3 scholarships. Because 2022, I think we want Corey Floyd, Justice Williams. I know them 2 for sure. I don't know anybody else right now, but them 2, most definitely.
Both of the 2 guys are team final guys. You kind of have that relationship you've been building with. To have Justice come in and or Corey, how special would that make you guys in the following season?
It'll spread the floor because everybody can get it on their own, but also everybody know how to play their role. So there's no selfishness going on. Everybody playing together, playing hard. And it's chemistry there because we all played together before.
And when you're talking to Corey and Justice or any of the guys are trying to commit, how do you entice them? How do you tell them that you guys need to go to UConn as opposed to whatever their other options are?
I basically tell them the same thing that why I chose, basically. But it's more of a joking matter. I try to like soften them up first.
You're going to be playing the Big East in 1 year. A lot of big-time teams are out there. Who are you the most excited to go up against?
My hometown school, Villanova.
And when you return home, you know you're going to have family come out and support you, friends, people that's been a part of your life. What's it going to be like playing that atmosphere?
It's going to be a great experience, hopefully. Hopefully I don't play bad. Hopefully we win.
Now, 2020 is a big-time class, too. I think they're very underrated. Andre Jackson, a guy that I think has the potential of being one done kind of guy. Adama and Javante, 2 big-time bigs. Do you happen to have a relationship with any one of those guys?
I talked to Andre Jackson here from here to there, like texting it on Instagram. Not too much talking, but I think he got a good chance of being a one and done too. Hopefully he stay another year with us. I think Adamo, I played against him. Great shot blocker, very intense, always playing hard.
And let's talk about your upcoming high school season. Last year was a really solid year for you. You guys went 22-4. COVID shut down what could have been a state championship run for you guys. Take us through the ups and downs of last season.
It was a lot of highs, a little bit of lows. I wish we could have won the Palestra, the PCL, but things happened. It got cut short. State championship got cut short. I think this year should all come together. Us being seniors, we should be more mature, know how to handle situations that we was faced with last year that we didn't know how to. I think it should be a good year if we have a season.
You guys did win a district championship last year. You also came away with MVP. You're on the all-state team, all-conference team. You get all those awards. Personally, was it a successful year for you?
Yes and no, because I didn't play for the accolades. I wanted to win. but we came short on that. But it was also good to get Kevin League MVP, All State, and All City.
You have a lot of achievements already. You mentioned the state championship's a big one for you this upcoming season. What other things do you want to achieve in your senior campaign to know it's successful for you?
Honestly, I already chose a school. 1,000 points, already had MVP before. I just want to win. Nothing else but win.
Where do you expect your numbers to be next year? What are you capable of averaging next season?
27-7. I think that's a good stat line.
You've been a guy that people always knew was talented, but you really took a big jump last year. Really was your blowout coming out party. And there was one performance when a lot of offers started coming in. 7 overtime game against Pope VI. Take us through that game.
That was like a track race. It was very up and down. I think we went up 20 points at one point. They ended up coming all the way back. It turned into a JV game because most of us got fouled out early. It went out first overtime. It became like a free throw contest, and we ended up losing by, I think, 3. Yeah. But it was a great experience going against. They had 3 great guards, Trevor Kills, Jeremy Roach, and Doug McDaniel. I think that was a great game.
You finished up now your senior campaign, heading into senior year, 1,156 points. You already clipped the 1,000 point mark as a junior. What did it feel like to clip that point?
It was good. It wasn't that special because I did it when I wasn't at our gym, so I didn't get like a ceremony until like 2 weeks later. Mm-hmm. So it was good. I guess it was a good experience.
Now, I already mentioned before you are going to run team final. You were going to run with them if there was an AAU season. But what was it like playing with them, and why did you ultimately choose team final?
It's the best team to me on the East Coast. Well, between New York, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Nike, EYBL. I've been point guard for the team since 7th grade. Had the same team since 7th grade. I felt as though there's no point in me leaving if I got the keys to the car. And it was great chemistry. We all friends on and off the court, so I couldn't leave. I ain't had nowhere to go.
Aaron Burt's the director of them, talked about you before, and he mentioned that you're a guy you're one of the most energetic players, electric guards in the class, most underrated guys, and that you're one of the most prolific players to come from the point guard position from team final, which there's been a lot of big time players from there. To hear him say that about you, what did that mean to you?
That's great coming from AB. I think he was supposed to coach us this year. I know he watched us, but he never got a chance to like coach our team. And I think if he would have got a chance, we would have won. Had a good deep run in the Peace Jam this year.
I think that EYB on the AAU circuits have really changed basketball. We see so many guys teaming up from different club teams, going to the same colleges. We just see all these relationships form because of AAU. How much would you say that playing the EYBL has helped propel you now for college basketball, both relationship-wise, but also just as a player?
Because there's no bad teams. Even if it's a bad team, it's always a great individual player, which also makes you play at a high level every game. If you don't play at a high level, you're going to lose. Nobody wants to lose. You want to go to Peace Jam. So I think to prepare you to compete on every end of the floor, every play, and for the next level. Because it's the same guys you want to see for the rest of your life.
Now, we do know that you are an elite player. You're one of the best guys in the entire country. I can imagine a lot of the big prep schools, guys that play national schedules, probably reached out to you. Was that something you ever considered?
No, I'm big on loyalty. I'd rather run with Coach Moscow and Archbishop Wood.
And that's the special thing about you that I respect. Honestly, I'll go with whatever route guys want to take. I think they both can get guys to the next level. But being loyal, 4 years out of high school is something that very few top guys do. So now you've accomplished that goal. What does that mean to you?
It's great because it's a big connection between me and the coaches on the staff. I couldn't just up and leave because I see a better situation. There's not a lot of better situations than Archbishop Wood. We play on the national level. We went to Hawaii last year. We played slam dunk to the Beach Basketball Hall of Fame. So there's no point of me going to a prep school just to play the whole year when I could just play here and there, get my 22 games in, and it's coaches in the gym regardless. So it didn't make or break me. It wasn't like a big impact if I would have left.
I've seen a lot of your mixtapes, highlights, and all, but first I'm actually watching players at Pangos, and you put on a show out there. You're playing against some of the best guys across the country, 2022, 2021. And you really did your thing. You're not only one of the top scorers, but you assisted at a high level. You were one of the takeaway players. What was the Pangos camp like?
It was well for me. It was a good experience, but I don't think my team and I performed as well as we should have. We lost both games by 30, I think. I think we could have won at least one of them. But it was a great experience to go against the top guys in the country.
When you step on an EYBL court, you step on one of the Pangos camp courts, and you play against these top guys, you're matching up with some of the other best point guards in the country. How does your mindset change, and what's it like going against those kind of guys?
I just play my game. I think I fit right in with them. I'm always in the back, so I feel like I'm the head hunter. So I'm going at the opposite guard that's in front of me, because I'm like probably number 10th point guard. No, not even. Probably 14th. There's a lot of guys in front of me that I want them to show me that they're better than me. So I think I'm always in attack mode, ready to prove myself.
I mentioned a little earlier, but watching you play, you're a guy that can get down the rim. You know how to score at a high level, but you are a really good passer. You're able to set up guys at a high clip. You also finish around the rim at a high level. When do you know it's the right time to pass, and when do you know it's the right time to attack and score?
It's more so read and react. I take what the defense gives me. I'm very patient off the pick and roll. My head is always up, and I'm not the fastest, but I think I'm very quick, so I can make a quick decision. If I want to shoot, I want to pass, I see a person. I'm always surveying, so I can see, and I just think that allows me to make the right decision.
How do you like to translate the passing aspect to the college level?
I think it should be good. Traditionally with Archbishop Wood, I don't have like a traditional big man. It's like 4 guards and one big, but not a big. He's like a wing. But when I play with Team Final, I have Nana Njuku, Jalen Duren. So those two are high-level bigs. I think it would be the same outcome when I go to UConn. We're playing with 2 more high-level bigs.
Now, typically the name behind you is that you are a winner. We know it might not have been the case in Pangos, but typically when you go to events, it would be team final, high school season, you're a winner. What does it mean to be a winner?
It means everything. Nobody wants to lose. You don't play to lose. You play to win. I feel good if I have 8 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds if we won. If it's a close game, we won. Yes, I should have performed better, but as long as we win, I can't complain.
No doubt, man. Well, I was wrapping up a couple of different things. One is discussing legacy, and that's something I think all guys want to do. So when you do step away from the game of basketball someday, what do you ultimately want to remember for what you achieve both on and off the court?
Being a good spirit, always having a smile on my face, being nice to others, joking around, just a great person overall, and a hard worker.
I know you're also a believer. You have in your bio Godfidence. Discuss that and what that means to you.
You can do anything through God. That's like supreme confidence. It's just supreme confidence. It's not regular confidence. It's like you always think you're gonna make the shot. You always think you're gonna make the right play or do the right thing.
Now, how would you say you've seen God work in your career so far?
A lot of ways. It's too many to explain. The positions he put me in, trials and tribulations, and to look where I come from now, I think he did a lot of work in my life.
Now, going forward, you have a higher platform throughout the senior year of college and potentially pros down the line. How do you look to be able to continue to spread his light?
Praying, thanking him first, and doing the right things, I guess.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. Congrats on the commitment once again. I can't wait to see what God's got next for you, man.
Thank you.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
God bless.